In the cradle. The Scottish giant he came up the answer. But if this son was so huge, what size would the father be?
As big as you.
In his haste to escape, Fingal sped along the causeway Finn had built, tearing it up as he went. He is said to have fled to a cave on Staffa, which is said to be this day named Fingal's Cave. Other versions of this legend include Finn throwing a huge piece of earth, which then became the Isle of Man, and the hole which is left behind became Loch Ness. And then the teacher called Jean, her poem was Have Your Say Here and Now. And then she did one, Hunting but for Seashells. Life. This is the one where they all cut out. You cut out pieces out of a magazine. You cut out sentences, and then you put them all together, and you made a poem. And this is one little poem: Hunting for seashells, life by the sea, timeless. This is another one: Shared work with one another, so we can bring some joy into our lives. This is by Jim. This is one of the guys. Roam free, travellers by the light of the moon. This is my time for a good cause. My pebble, something that is indescribable, by Una. Great stories and pictures captured on camera, right on your doorstep. Imagine the northern lights shining as brightly as ever. Look no further. And then Mags wrote Prestwick Beach. This is your favourite place. She wrote Prestwick Beach, riding along the beach in the waves on a sunny day when I was 12 years old. The best time of my life with beach ponies. And then this woman wrote, this is something that she enjoyed. Sleep, calmness, relaxation, a soft bed and a cosy covers, dreams, listening to quiet music, a safe place, cuddling your partner, ease your aches and pains, read soothing book, nightcap or hot milk. This is Joe. And this is the poem that I wrote. Spring presents us with hope, gets off to a flying start. Of all seasons, spring means dawn. And there's a Chinese lady there that can't speak English. But she comes from
China?
No, she comes from Hong Kong. But she's got an interpreter. And this is her poem. I was born and brought up in Hong Kong. I got married and all my children were born there. There too. We moved to Scotland and spent over 30 years here. My children are all grown up and my grandchildren are now around me. However, because of all the memories, the family and the childhood, Hong Kong has now become my favourite place. Mrs. Shing. And then this is another little poem with wee lines taken out. Forget me not, gems, an ocean of rain, a picture of beauty. And then this is another one. This is quite a nice one. Her smile makes me warm. The glow of her eyes makes me tingle. When she's happy, I am over the moon. When she's upset, I feel just as bad. My heart breaks when she cries. When she's in pain, I wish I could take her place. My mother is my life, my favourite place. This is by Taz. They've all got funny names. And this is another one by Taz. The light within is gone, faded as time went on. What is seen is a mask, shielding the darkness, the pain and sadness. It's quite deep. This is the last poem. The Bonnie Lass o' Corney by Jim's granddad. She's the bonny lass o' Corney, the yin I merit there. There's nae another yin I see. Wi' her I could compare, her cheeks are like the roses, that you see in full bloom, the bonny lass of Corney, the best in all that tune. I have signed since Mayor in praise of her, the girl that I do love. To me she's like an angel sent down from heaven above. She's always so kind to me, I never will forget that bonny lass of Corney and the happy days with me, the happy days we met. She is so good and beautiful, this bonny lass of mine. Her winsome way and kindly smiles, my heart they do entwine. No other one could take her place, to me she is divine. The bonny lass of Corney, the lass that became mine. And that's the next group. So that's what we've done up till now. So, quite good. The teacher, she's 64. 64. She comes from Aberdeen. And that, oh no, that was, here's a book you can doodle in. She can doodle in, you know. I'm not getting it to you because you'll draw something dirty in it. See, I can't draw. That's the Giant's Causeway, brother. That's the Giant's Causeway.
Kind of make it up.
I know. This is what happened, brother. When I was about 12, very rarely, my father never got away on holiday with us all together because he had to shop. But we all got together on this holiday to Northern Ireland. There's two lovely places there beside the Giant's Causeway called Port Stewart and Port Rush.
Aye.
And it's in County Antrim. And we hired a car. We got a car lifted us, you know, and I had a bike. And my Glasgow taxi driver had a new taxi. And he was cursing and swearing because he didn't want, he had a fit. He says, you should have told me you were taking your bike. And I had a hoop handle my bike. And he wasn't going to take it. But eventually he got a tyre and he took it. This was a big luxury car in Northern Ireland. All he did, he never bothered. He tied it onto the radiator at the front of the thing. And we went along 8 miles of coastline when we got off the boat. And it was all golden sand, beautiful sand. And then you come to the Giant's Causeway. And I've written here, something indescribable, the Giant's Causeway. And then the sea was green. The sea around Port Stewart, well, Port Stewart's bigger, Port Rush is bigger, there's big boats come in, but Port Stewart's smaller. But the sea's a green colour, and there was flatfish. You could look down as a child of 12, and all the wee boys were out, and they were catching the flatfish, selling them to the guest houses, and they were giving you your breakfast in the morning. You're getting lovely flatfish, plus your ham and eggs. And then at 11 o'clock, everything stopped. You went to the cafes for donuts, and they made fresh donuts, and you could get coffee or ice cream and donuts at 11 every day. We all went for that.
Is that how you got your physique?
Aye. And then we played tennis. There was quite a few tennis courts. And you could go in the sea, and there was 2 weeks, it was about 80 or something, 70 or 80. Every day was sunshine. It never stopped. And that was it. But I couldn't enjoy it, trying to go with it, you know. But that was, I'm supposed to use that for doodling. It is drawing paper, you know. And then the other poem was the thing with soup. I told Jacqueline the stone soup, and she says, I'll tell my wee girl. My wee girl's 10, and she told the wee girl, she said that Mr. Egerty has told her he goes to a class, a poetry class, and he's got a nice poem, and she says, would you like me to tell you the poem? So Jacqueline learnt it all, and she says, I told my wee girl the story of Slade, the story, and she said she thought it was great. So I did that with Jacqueline, that poem about all the colours, so she got all the colours, you know. She wasn't so sure about the chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake. Do something funny. Go.
Casper. Deacon Blues.
Do something funny. Smoke your fag around me.
There's no word. Has Davy sent a postcard? Has he sent Jeanette a postcard? No.
No, he brought a stalker up back.
Was he back?
Aye.
Aye. And